News Channel 5 on your side presents Kaleidoscope, focusing on people who make a difference in Northeast Ohio communities.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast today. Cleveland Browns Community Relations Director Jenna Takancic is here to talk about a number of community events that the Cleveland Browns are hosting and in which you too can participate. And then Father Bob Steck of St. Ambrose Parish will talk about the heroin epidemic in Northeast Ohio and explain how civic and religious leaders have joined forces to educate the public. On the broadcast after that, Mickey Kennedy and Jim Milano will tell us about the Gold Star Families Memorial. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin with one of our regulars here, Jenna Takancic, Director of Community Relations for your Cleveland Browns football team. Hey, Jenna.
Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. What's going on over at the Browns? Everything's okay?
Everything's going great. We're plugging away and, you know, just really getting into it.
Yeah, I know you don't handle the on-field stuff with the coaches and all of that,
no.
But you've got your hands full as Director of Community Relations.
Certainly do, and we do have the opportunity to work with the coaches and the players, and they're absolutely phenomenal, working hard behind the scenes. So really a good team in place.
I'm interested in this Cleveland Browns field project.
Yes, we always talk about youth football as being one of the pivotal anchors for what the Browns are trying to do in the community, and we announced in May that the Haslams had made a significant contribution to refurbish 5 fields for the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, and I'm really happy to say that everything was on progress. We've had our dedication ceremonies going to those fields, and as an added surprise and delight, we added 25-foot scoreboards at each of the 3 fields that have been dedicated so far.
And we're looking at some of the kids having some fun there.
Yes.
With it, because of the help that the Cleveland Browns gave.
Exactly. That's from one of our dedication ceremonies. Mr. Sashi Brown was there. Representatives from the Muni League were there. Everyone that will be able to enjoy the space.
You got a couple of more fields coming online, too.
We do. In 2017, we'll be installing 2 more fields. We're working with SCG Fields once again. And again, it's a community project, just trying to make it better for everyone involved.
Okay. When I watch the football games and I hear the referees say, 1st and 10, Cleveland Browns, I think about you because you are 1st and 10.
We are. Off the field, we're 1st and 10 with a goal, a focused goal in the community to encourage everyone to give 10 hours of community service. And with that, we have signature pieces that we use. We wear our orange wristbands that you see here today, with a little reminder that if you're doing something positive, use that hashtag Give10 and share the story, share the inspiration.
I've got one of the wristbands on my wrist right now, and we got a table full of them here that will make sure people get. You brought some things with you now. What are these things?
I did. So we talk about signing up as an individual if you want to make the choice to give 10 hours of community service and getting the wristband. But there's also an opportunity if you sign up a group, we want to encourage you and we'll send you this gift kit. It's a toolkit really, which kind of gets you up and starting. So if you're a teacher, if you're a young professional, whoever you are, and if you're doing something in the community, we'll send you this bag. If you complete a group form, you'll get this sign. You'll get as many wristbands. If you sign up 30 people that are going to do a fall cleanup project, you're raking leaves, you're doing something in the community, let us know how many people. We'll each give you a wristband. There's posters to hang around. We also have little table tents, indoors, outdoors, at the office.
Okay,
you can
you kind of put that out there on your table, let everybody know that you're giving 10 hours of community service.
Exactly, and then we also have prizes. So when you're sharing your stories or doing something throughout the year, we'll have contests. You can win things such as one of these unique T-shirts. You'll see players, staff, everyone wearing these as another statement that they are
wonderful
giving back.
T-shirts. I've got one of these, and it's just a wonderful and comfortable T-shirt.
Very comfortable T-shirt.
If I can unfold this.
Exactly. So if you're with a PTU, if you're a coach, or whatever you're doing out in the community, like I said, young professionals, you're supporting the United Way or American Cancer Society. We have breast cancer awareness coming up. There's certainly ways that you can give back, but share your story because some people want to give back, they just don't know how, and you can lead the charge by signing up a group and really kind of getting the message out there.
My notes tell me this is Cancer Awareness Month.
It is. I'm wearing pink for a reason, Leon.
Certainly are.
I mean, certainly pink. When you see pink, hopefully you're thinking about breast cancer awareness and some of those preventative measures or ways that you can help. Our next home game when we take on the Ravens, I'm sorry, not the Ravens, the Patriots. When we take on the Patriots, we will be.
Play them again.
Yeah, no, we will be playing them again, but not quite yet. But when we do take them on, that's going to be our breast cancer awareness celebration for Crucial Catch. University Hospitals has come on as a presenting sponsor, and we have a special guest that will be joining us, one of our alum, Ernie Green, who was on the 1964 championship game. He will actually be our honorary coin toss captain because he is actually a breast cancer survivor himself.
Because it can affect
men and women, no matter how old you are. And you know, it's an important message. And he really has a unique story. He was diagnosed at University Hospitals, and they gave him the treatment. He's a 10-year survivor. But we're honored to have him join us. you know, he has an important message. And if you're out there listening, a husband, wife, mom, dad, sister, brother, talk to those loved ones of yours and make sure that they're doing the preventative measures or checking themselves.
And the kids can get involved in this. You've got a high school football teams. They tie into cancer awareness.
They do, yes. So throughout the entire month, the First Energy Stadium is going to be lit pink, and we're also going to be celebrating those local football teams at the younger level who are looking to do something in the community. You know, maybe they've made the First and 10 pledge, but they're trying to raise awareness and funds for the American Cancer Society, and we certainly want to applaud them and appreciate them for all the efforts that they're doing as well.
As Community Relations Director, how do you keep all of these footballs in the air? How do you do all of this
Teamwork.
now?
Teamwork. It's all teamwork, and you know, focus on what we can do to truly make a difference, and you know, collectively just getting the message out there.
Is there anything else you want to add to all of this that you got going?
Make sure you're part of First and 10. If you haven't heard something that you're interested in being part of, we do have a list of 11 community partners. So if you're looking for a volunteer opportunity with Breast Cancer Awareness Month right now, American Cancer Society certainly has a lot of opportunities for you to be involved. And they have a Making Strides walk on October 9th before we take on the Patriots.
And speaking of First and 10, tell me that the Browns are going to have more First and 10s?
We certainly will, because we're going to be scoring a lot of touchdowns and bringing home some victories.
We're going to be okay.
Yes, we're going to be okay. We're going to be a lot of good people behind the scenes, committed, dedicated, working hard. That's what you've got with the Cleveland Browns.
I'm going to give you a piece of advice that you can give to Hugh Jackson, our coach. Tell him we got to run the ball, we got to throw the ball, we got to catch the ball, and we got to tackle.
I will certainly pass that along, because right now he's probably preparing for the game. So.
He certainly is. Jenna Takancic, ladies and gentlemen, one of our regulars here. She's Community Relations Director for your Cleveland Browns. Always good to have you on the broadcast.
Always great to be here.
She's one of our favorite people around here, because she not only knows football, but she certainly knows how to have the Cleveland Browns tied into the community as well. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go Browns.
Go Browns indeed. I'm going to take a break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about helping families of people who are addicted to heroin. Father Bob Steck of St. Ambrose Church joins me right after this. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. With me today is Father Bob Steck. He's pastor of St. Ambrose Parish in Medina. He joins me now to talk about the heroin epidemic in Northeast Ohio and the work that's being done by civic and religious leaders to educate the public about heroin addiction. It is a problem, isn't it, Father Bob?
It's a huge problem, Leon. It's good to be with you today to help talk about the problem.
Yeah. I know when you were, last time you were here, we were talking about the fest, which was very successful.
It was a phenomenal day,
wonderful
early August.
day. Did this concentration on the heroin epidemic grow out of that?
Absolutely. So the fest was a wonderful day, and of the wonderful day, we had a really good and bad thing happen at one and the same time. So we used the fest as a moment to create some awareness about the grip of the epidemic across our region. And out of that came such a swell of response. People across the region, across backgrounds say, we need to do more, we want to do more. So we're trying to continue the conversation. And from that, we've created a website, a landing page. There's a lot of good resources and help that's across our region. The part of the struggle is there's not enough awareness of the problem, although as you and I talked about before, it's starting to become more aware. And so we've created a really good website to create a set of resources in terms of support, awareness, and programs that are out there to help individuals.
And that website is greaterthanheroin.com. We'll put that on the screen, greaterthanheroin.com. Now, what are you doing to get people to realize that heroin is a bad deal?
So the biggest thing that we're trying to do is get people to talk about it. Now, we all know that talk is cheap, right? So it's not just talking about it, but the reality is, as you've been even hearing in some of the commercials that have been airing across our region, this is across the region, it's across the neighborhoods, and transcends all the socioeconomics. So part of what we need to do is get everybody talking about that this is a real problem that we really need to wrap our minds around. So
and the church is involved in it. The church needs to.
All the churches are involved. That was even part of what happened at the fest. I mean, we brought together 100 ministers across different denominations coming together talking about it. And October the 4th, we're going to gather at Landerhaven at 11:45 to bring anybody who wants to talk more about this. And again, not for the sake of talking just like blah, 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 but talking as in what do we do together to create understanding, awareness, give hope, help people find the resources and the treatment that they need to break the grip of this epidemic.
And this is a support system as well for family members too, who've got a family member.
One of the things that we've done in all the research is, wonderfully, we're very blessed throughout our region. We all know that, but we're very blessed across our region with lots of good programs, outreach, and support. What there was lacking, especially in terms of this epidemic, was almost like a clearinghouse or an orchestration of all the good resources that are there. So that's a key piece of what we're trying to do, is link them all together, bring them all in the same room. How do we work together, cooperate, support each other, so that, again, we can give every person that needs help, hope, comfort, compassion, and together we can break the grip of this deadly addiction.
You're going to talk about these things on October the 4th
Absolutely.
at Executive Caterers at Lander Haven, which is in Mayfield Heights. Give me a thumbnail sketch on what's going to happen there, what you plan on happening at this October the 4th event that begins at 11:45.
Right, so the goal of this is, again, to bring anybody who really is vested in addressing this problem together. And any of your listeners that want to be engaged, thank God for Harlan Diamond, he's opening up the doors for us, right?
At Executive Caterers.
And again, what we're going to do is, one, articulate the problem. Two, share a whole tool chest of resources that we've created, one of which is the website. We're working with wonderful people like Marcus Thomas and Think Media to prepare videos and toolkits and PSAs. And then, so we're going to talk about the problem, share the tools that we've created, and then do some breakouts. So all the media people, for example, how can the media, and we're going to try to target Red Ribbon Week, which is starting at the end of the month of October. How do we get everybody talking about it? And again, not just for the sake of blah, 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 but talking more deeply, what can we do to wrap our minds around this problem?
This is what the church and the synagogue and the mosque and other religious institutions and buildings and congregations should be doing.
I think this is one of those wonderful moments, terribly but wonderfully. If we all work together, we're greater than heroin. Our compassion and our understanding will be greater than the heroin epidemic. That's how even we landed on the name, greater than heroin.
Right.
Because if we work together, we can break this grip, this epidemic going across our region.
GreaterThanHeroin.com, more information on everything we're talking about. This touches your heart. I mean, I see it in your eyes. I've known you for years now, and you're very much involved in the community. Was there an incident that got to you where you said, we've got to do something?
There's two parts, Leon. One, every year for the fest, we try to create a social outreach. And out of nowhere, I said, God, what is that we should be doing this year? And then from there, over a very short period of time, a number of families that I know lost their adult children because of overdose. And you talk about God ratifying the message, so to speak. And you listen to these parents who are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, burying their 30, 35, 40-year-old child because of overdose. And again, the causes of that are all across the board. But to see the pain in their eyes, and then from there to hear stories of people that actually wanted help and there was no help available. And I just really believe that if we work together, God's grace is strong. If we work together, we can, in fact, overcome and make sure that everybody gets the help and the hope and the comfort that they need.
God bless you for what you're doing, Father Bob Stecht.
Thank you.
Pastor of St. Ambrose Parish. Many thanks for being on the broadcast. At the bottom of the screen, you see GreaterThanHeroin.com. More information on everything we're talking about, especially that October the 4th event at Executive Caterers at Lander Haven. Thank you, Father Bob.
You,
always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
Be well. Be blessed. I'll take a break. We're coming right back in just a moment. We're going to talk about honoring veterans and their families, especially those who died in service to this nation. Back after this. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. The Medal of Honor Foundation is preparing to build a memorial in Medina County dedicated to the families of fallen soldiers. Honorary Board member Mickey Kennedy is here with Jim Milano of Milano Monuments to tell us more about the Gold Star Families Memorial. Good to have you with us, Mickey on the left and Jim Milano on the right.
Thank you very much.
First off, tell me about this Medal of Honor Foundation. What's its mission?
Well, it all started about 10 years ago when a Medal of Honor recipient from Iwo Jima was told, fathers cry too. and that stuck him in the heart. And he says, from that moment forward, I wanted to build memorials for the families, not just the fallen, of military personnel who died in all the wars.
Yeah. So you're looking to build this Gold Star Families Memorial.
Correct.
And a Gold Star family is a family who has lost an American a military person.
Correct.
In a war.
And well, it didn't necessarily have to be in a war. It can be any way they died serving our country.
Yeah.
And the families that's left behind. And a lot of people don't think about it, but the families that's left behind are the ones that suffer the most, especially the mothers, the fathers, and then you have grandparents, siblings. You can get a whole long list of people who miss that person who's no longer with them. So
let's bring Jim Milano into the conversation right now. What's your involvement with Jim Milano of Milano Monuments?
Oh, thanks, Leon. You know, when Mickey came to me and started discussing this project, you know, we obviously have served a lot of people who have fallen overseas, if you will, in battle, especially back in the days when we were over in the Middle East, and all those gentlemen from Brook Park got killed by the sniper. So I've met a lot of these families firsthand and dealt with this, and the creative side of what he was doing and his enthusiasm really caught our attention, and we worked really hard together to create something very special and unique, and probably a little different than some of the other projects, but something that we'll all be proud of as a team working together.
Let's take a look at, I know you brought one of the pictures along with you. Let's take a look at that picture of this is what we're going to build. What's the size of this going to be, Mickey Kennedy?
it'll be approximately 7'6" in height and 16 feet in width, with 2 of the stones angulated back from the center.
It's going to be a costly thing to do?
Well, yes, but you know, how can you measure the cost of what they sacrificed for us?
And where are we going to put this memorial?
It's going to go in a little burg just west of Medina called York Township, and it's at the corner of Route 18 and State Route 252.
Yeah. You also brought a photograph that I want to get a shot of this man here, because this is a piece of American history right here. And tell me about this man here who is standing next to you in this picture.
I can't say enough, and I don't have enough time to really talk about him, but he is absolutely phenomenal in his effort to honor the fallen and the family members left behind, and he's dedicated his whole life to this.
What's his name?
Herschel Woody Williams.
Herschel Williams, and he's wearing the Congressional Medal of Honor around his neck.
Correct.
Awarded this at Iwo Jima.
Right. He received that medal the day the flag was raised on Iwo Jima. And he carries it well.
Yeah. Jim, what do you think about all of this now?
Well, you know, growing up in the cemetery monument business, I've met so many veterans and heard so many stories. And what strikes me is the new generation doesn't realize the sacrifices that our veterans made for the freedoms that they have today. And I think that hopefully we'll get some of this history out there so this new generation of millennials understands the freedoms that they have from the sacrifices from, as they would say, the world's greatest generation.
Now, you're going to get the word out. You're getting, of course, we're helping you get the word out on this memorial. When's your completion date? What do you expect?
Well, we're planning on dedicating the memorial the day after November the 11th, which is Veterans Day. The following day will be the dedication ceremonies.
That's going to be in Medina?
Yes.
November the 12th.
Correct.
What kind of stone do you want to use on this, Jim Milano?
We're using the same granite that was used to create the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C. So it is an all-in-black granite. We did a silhouette outline of the soldier on there. We're doing the gold star in gold, obviously, and there's a lot of symbolism on there, things that have happened in our lives, as you can see, with the eagle, the part of the family, and of course, the worst thing, the draped casket with our American flag.
Yeah. This memorializes any service member who died in defense of this nation at any time, from you're going all the way back to the nation's beginning, right?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
And once again, where's this going to be?
State Route 18 and State Route 252 in York Township, just west of Medina.
Okay.
And to add in the Gold Star families will have the opportunity to meet the legend and the history of the Iwo Jima award.
He's got
winning.
quite a story to
He's
tell.
got quite, and he's still sharp as a tack.
Yeah. 330-421-4061. As you see at the bottom of the screen, more information on everything we're talking about. And Mickey Kennedy, many thanks for what you're doing.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Was glad to be a part of the U.S. military. I'm Vietnam, and we've talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
This is really about some other guys.
Exactly.
Okay. I'll take a break. We'll be right back. But thank you so much, gentlemen. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Leon.
Okay. Jim Milano?
Yeah, always good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, too.
Yeah.
Here now is Marsha Maccabee, president of the Urban League, with a commentary today.
Good morning, Leon. How are you?
Just fine.
Good. Really an announcement this morning. Want to make sure that our viewing audience knows that Thursday, December 1st of this year is going to be a very important day at the Urban League and in the city of Cleveland. We'll be launching the celebration of our centennial year for the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, and our national president, Mark Morial, will be here to help us kick that off, as you will be.
Yeah, this is all. I'll be there too. This is always a big event.
Yes.
And now that you got the national president, Mark Morial, being there, that's going to make it even bigger.
Absolutely.
So everybody will be doing a wonderful job, as you always do. But when the national president shows up, we try to look as good as we can.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's going to be at 11:30 at the Westin Hotel on that day.
What else you got going? Anything?
Well, earlier that day, really important, we're adding another component. From 9 to 11 that morning, we're going to do a partnership roundtable, and every partner that helps or works with the Urban League in the delivery of our mission will be showcased that morning. So that's going to be an exciting new component to the day.
Yeah, we got about 15 seconds remaining, and you're advising everybody to get registered to vote and all those kinds of things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And on another segment, we'll talk about a wonderful resource that's available to help individuals know what are the IDs that they need to have to vote. And
okay. That's going to do it for us. Marsha Maccabee and I appreciate you being with Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. Take care.
This has been a presentation of News Channel 5's Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland.